Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time, and this is Pixels, Plastic, and Ink here on the Shadow Nose Network. And oh boy, it is Tim Burton night. Woo, the goosebumps are going, the hair is flowing. Oh my
I
goodness.
love me some Timothy Burton.
Timothy Burton in the realm of Burton mania. Beetlejuice is in the theaters, and we just thought, hey, let's talk about Tim Burton, all the classics, the goods, the bads, and let's be honest, there have been some uglies as well. We're going to get into it. We're going to tier rank the Tim Burton films. We're going to talk about all the things associated with all of the various franchises and movies. We might dip into toys, we might dip into the animation, but we are going to have a definitive list. Brantley Juice, Chet, Alex, how you feeling this evening as we talk about Mr. Burton?
It's not all the time that I get to be surrounded by pure sex symbols. And so I appreciate Fridays when that happens consistently, because it's very hard doing it on my own. And I get a break on Wednesdays because gorgeous host over here, Storm. But to see your two sexy faces along with Storm's, ugh. I don't understand why there's not 30,000 people in this podcast. That's their problem, not ours, though.
You got to have some legal issues, that helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. All right. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm okay with it for now.
Yeah. No legal issues yet until we get a little bit. We get a little bit.
The key word is yet. The show is not over yet.
Yeah. Once we start making our own action figures, we'll have, we'll have
all kind of stuff.
We'll have a line of people to say hello. But I'm good. I'm good, Rad Skellington. It's good to see you, as always. Your room looks fantastic.
Friday night, sir. Mr. Storm, Dr. Brantley, are you ready to talk about the man himself?
I am. And I saw our buddy, Mr. Dark Moocher, popped in. So he's already starting off the Friday night. Some of that Sorlac love coming over to the Shadow Nose Network. Thank you, brother, for being here.
And Dr. Brantley, I see you're in Beetlejuice's model set, so you must be ready to go.
Trying to stay as cool as I can. It's very warm over here. Feels like I am in hell. So,
well, it's like Tony said, it doesn't rain in Southern California. Damn it, it doesn't.
That is right. Before we go any further, please click the subscribe button, like, comment. It only helps the channel grow. And without further ado, hey, we picked up the phone. We tried to get a hold of Danny Elfman's folks. He didn't want to do a theme for this evening's cast. So we decided to do it ourselves with the master editor and producer, Dr. Brantley. So let's jump into Tim Burton tier list. It's showtime.
And action. Beetlejuice.
I meant to do that.
Worst film you ever saw? Well, my next one will be better.
It's showtime.
Wow, some classics there.
So good.
Well, okay, let's jump into it right now. Give me 1 second here. Oh yeah, we are ready. Okay, 1 second here. You know, we always have the
Technical problems. It wouldn't be a show if
technical
we
problems.
You can't. You got to have technical problems on it on a
Gotta have it.
podcast.
Oh boy.
Most definitely.
Yep. So we may need to I may need to send this link to someone else here because we are having some technical difficulties. I think Tim Burton is watching and he doesn't want us to
Oh yeah.
to rank his
They're
stuff.
all S tier. What are you guys talking about?
Well, while we're going through
Shoot that over in the private chat, and I'll.
We should, but you know what? Hey, this is the first Friday that we're on our Instagram channel, over on the Shadow Knows Network Instagram channel. So now you'll be able to check out the show on over here on YouTube. Of course, you know we're over on Twitch, and now we're on our Instagram channel. We're trying to get X back, but you know the people over X. There's kind of strange things going on over there. So
Multi-streaming is the way to go.
That's it. You got more options. Mobile, wherever you're at, you know, you can watch it anywhere. If you look on the top where Dr. Brentley in between Red Skellington, you can see the X and Instagram actual handles there. So you can head over there as well and check that out if you're on the run and driving home and, you know, don't want to watch the show, but, you know, we want you to still have it. See, technical problems already done.
Do we want it this way or do we want us to be on top?
Either way, let's do. Can we maximize that screen, or it might be better if we do it the other way.
Yeah,
let's do the other way. I think Chet frozen now. I mean, it's just it's.
I'm not frozen.
You were frozen.
You're frozen. I'm not frozen.
You're frozen.
Oh. I wish I was.
We'll just do it this way.
That way works.
All right. Well, I think everyone knows how this works. Chat, you're in the driver's
I think so.
seat. 19 films, S tier through D tier, and so we're gonna go one by one, and we will decide majority vote. If it comes to a tie, we will allow the chat to voice their opinions and sway us either way. And if chat is also tied, well, then we'll go to Rotten Tomatoes and let the general audience decide. If it goes to S or an A or B or C or D. Shall we begin with the rankings?
All right.
Yeah, let's do this.
So the first one it looks like is Ed Wood. One of the Johnny Depp's classic performances, shot in black and white. Really great film. So where does this belong?
Martin Landau, best supporting actor.
Martin Landau was good.
Did he play? Was it Bela Lugosi?
Bela Lugosi.
Bela Lugosi. Yep.
Let's shoot this effer.
Would you put this in like a B category?
I would put that right up at the top.
Yeah, it's one of his bests. And it's interesting because it was like, I don't know if it was different. I think like the general theme is very Tim Burton-esque, but it was definitely didn't feel as maybe zany or colorful as some of his other films. But I think it was a nice retreat, and I think Johnny Depp did an amazing job, as you said.
Absolutely.
I just love it. Just a horrible director. Some of the cheesy films. I'd put it up as S for sure, but we might have an argument.
It's got one of my favorite lines of all time, and I put it in the little trailer there. It's like, really, the worst movie you've ever seen? Well, the next one will be better.
Yeah, it's so good.
Well, we can leave it an S, right? And we can come back.
I think so.
But I think it's a good place to put it.
Absolutely.
We got Alice in Wonderland next. I'm not a fan of this.
No, me neither.
The
only thing that was good was the 3D.
Yeah.
Well, remember when we did the box office? Like, we couldn't believe that this thing did
$1 billion.
That amount of money.
A bunch of money. Yeah. But overall, it was not a good film at all. Nah. Probably one of his worst.
I put that in like maybe C. Yeah. I don't know if it's D because Dark Shadows is coming. So
there's no other category. Yeah, there's no category between after D, right? Did we come up with like the dumpster?
D is basically dumpster. So I'm in
Okay.
alignment with Dr. Brantley. I think it's probably a C. It's not to the point
Okay.
where it was just horrifically bad.
Okay.
All right. Up next, we got Batman.
Oh, the way to the top.
Oh,
Top,
boy.
You can't you. If this isn't on the top, then you
Yeah.
honestly you're not watching these movies.
1989, June the 23rd. That's how vivid of the memory was that. Manhattan Beach Theater. It was made like the actual Batcave. It was one of
So
the
good.
biggest performances. I remember that commercial from the Super Bowl. And one thing else, they had Prince, man. They had Prince.
They
That's
did.
all
I mean,
gotta
they
say.
got Prince to do the damn soundtrack. I mean that, and they got Jack Nicholson to play the Joker. I listened to a recent interview with Michael Keaton, who obviously was being interviewed for this new Beetlejuice film, and somebody asked him about like the role that like Danny Elfman played in like doing the scores for these films, and they talked about Batman specifically. And Michael Keaton shared, I'm paraphrasing here, is he remembers that Warner Brothers did such an amazing job that the first teaser in theaters was literally a dark screen and then the Batman logo, and it was just like Elfman's music, and that was it. And he remembers he was in the theater and he saw people turn to the left and the right and go, what the, like, holy shit, Batman, like. And they just kept it secret for a while, and then you talked about the trailer with the Batmobile swearing around the corner and all, then it was just like real. But that marketing, all the Batman stuff, it got later and cheesier, but the first two films, really amazing marketing.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Oh,
so good.
Yeah, I remember where I saw Batman was in Arizona at my aunt's house, and it was like we went to there was this like casino called the Riverside, and I was like super young, but we had like walked through there. It's where the theater was, and I was sitting in there, and I was probably like 7 years old or something. If that, I don't remember how old I was, but I remember specifically repeating the line where he says Jesus Christ. And my dad, I've never been hit so hard in the mouth in my entire life. My dad was like, "Don't say that," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry, my bad." And then when we got out, yeah, I was like, "But he just said." We got out. My dad's like, "Did you like the movie?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Don't repeat things." I was like, "Oh, okay." It was a good movie though.
Yeah.
I saw it also at the Manhattan Beach, and it was really cool. Every little bit, they had some cardboard cutouts, bat symbols and stuff. Made it look like the Bat Cave going down the halls. It was really cool. Also, I worked at a theater that summer, the
I remember
Old
that.
Town Mall, in summer of '89. And they were showing Batman. So at the end of the day, they were also showing Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So at the end of the day, there's still the end of the movies. So for, I don't know how, 2 months or something, I would go in and watch either the end of Batman or the end of Indiana Jones.
Awesome. That's rad.
And buddy Crooked Smile saw it at the Man Chinese Theater. Now, actually, that's where we should have saw it.
Yeah,
that was probably good. Yeah. Wow.
We got Batman Returns next. Where are we putting that?
That goes up top too.
Top.
Yeah, I actually like it better than the first Batman. I think the action is better. The love interest is better. Now, the only thing is the villain is not better. But otherwise, I even like the script better and the comedy bits to it.
Well,
it was one.
I remember that movie probably was the movie that I think there'll probably be no Joker film today or anything else without Batman Returns, because I distinctly remember like there was some morbid lines to that movie. First of all, Batman he puts a piece of dynamite and blows up somebody. And then there's the classic one with the Red Circle Gang, where there's that one clown where he goes, "Yeah, we'll drown the kids." It's like, hey, like Mr. Penguin, isn't that like? And he kills that guy. It's like there's a line too quick, but it's the entire McDonald's, because I still have somewhere those frosted mugs from McDonald's, and I remember that's the reason why he didn't get a third film, is because the executive saw, he's like, there's literally a character spitting out black ooze and we're marketing this movie. It was what, the bat, the cat, and the penguin. it's a fantastic movie.
It was great
Yeah.
too, because like it could have been cheesy, like DeVito's role, and in some parts it was in a very Tim Burton style, but there was really creepy elements too, and he played the characters so well. So again, it was like those two films, Batman films, was like Burton's take. And it worked really well. And it wasn't trying to be like, there was some comic accuracy at some points, but overall it was Tim Burton's directing, and you could tell. And I think both of those movies were so great, so classic. And just like we talked about, Nolan's take on Batman. It wasn't trying to be anything else. So I 100%. Lots of S tiers to start. I'm afraid what's coming over the next couple of ones, though.
Oh, we got some ones that's not going to make it.
We got Big Eyes.
That was an average film. That's like probably in
like
the
a B.
B's.
Yeah,
it was like good, like probably not a big standout film.
For sure, better than Alice in Wonderland. It's got to be.
Yes.
Alice in Wonderland, it kind of bestows it. I don't know if it's, again, I think Dark Shadows is his crappiest movie, but this one's like teetering between C and D.
I don't know about Dark Shadows being the crappiest.
Yeah, I don't think. I think there's.
I think there's one at the very close to the very end that we may need to discuss. And Mark Wahlberg's in the film, if that helps you.
But let me tell you something. There's always room at the bottom.
Up next, Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. I hated this film, so
I was not a big fan either.
It's a D for me. It's a literal D.
After you have Gene Wilder do it, it's just like, damn. It like this was a movie that held up for what, almost 20, 30 years. And then you do Johnny Depp. And like I said, again, Johnny Depp does a great job whenever he's in these movies. But something about this was just like the magic was in the actual original. And it just didn't claim that. Even the one that the latest one that he did too, I just felt like it's Gene Wilder's role. I don't care what they do. They're never going to make a remake as good as that film.
No.
I don't know if it's a D though. I would say it's maybe on the same level as Alice.
Yeah.
No, I mean Alice in Wonderland is worse though.
Well, then it should definitely be a C.
I think. Yeah, Charlie and Chocolate Factory was the problem I had with it. It was almost felt like someone was trying to make a Tim Burton film and did too much.
Yeah,
right. Like it was like someone was like, okay, we want you to make a Tim Burton film, and the editing room floor, like, you should have cut this out, and this was way too bright, and this was too over the top, and that's the problem. Even Johnny Depp's performance was just way. I mean, and I get it, he does Jack Sparrows, and but this one was just like, okay, all right, dude, like you don't have to.
So, Rad, what you're basically saying is it was Peter Berg to Michael Mann. or I'm sorry, or Michael Bay. It was Peter Berg to Mike. It was like one's an imitation of it, and it felt like someone else other than Tim Burton directed that movie.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel that it's a C. It's a C.
Yeah.
Although we do get the classic line, "Don't touch that squirrel's nuts."
True. We got Dark Shadow up next.
Ugh, that's as low as you could go.
There's no.
I actually did the trailer
category
of that.
Yeah. It's interesting when we do these rankings, a lot of the bottom shit you were responsible for, Dr. Brandon.
Yes.
That's very much.
It was not a top tier shop. People came to us when they had trouble. It's like, oh God, none of this stuff is working. What are we going to do? I don't know. Let's call Cimarron. Okay.
Hey, can we make it look like crap? Yeah, they can. They can make it look like it's worthy. Deep Sea Rising. The greatest screwing that Cimarron and Dr. Brentley has ever done. Deep Sea Rising. And Max Payne was too.
Wait, Deep Sea Rising, was that a Wahlberg film too?
No,
that was Treat Williams.
Treat Williams,
right?
Yeah. And like they literally showed
and Stephen Summers' first movie.
Yeah.
That's all you had to tell me.
Yeah, now I'm starting to see a pattern here. But I remember like the entire trailer showed the entire film. Like literally, if you watch the trailer, no need to watch the film. And I watched it and I was like, you got to be kidding.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Dumbo.
I think Dumbo's
that's
a
like
C for me.
Yeah. It's like a good rendition, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, C for me.
C.
Yeah.
I got to leave it to you guys because I had no desire to see this.
Yeah.
Because I like the original Dumbo. I think it's fantastic. I saw this. I was like, nope.
There's some parts, but yeah.
They chose not to keep the crows in. Probably a smart move.
I think that was probably worked out to Disney's benefit for that. I can tell you that.
Edward Scissorhands.
That's
up
to the top.
Going up.
That's up
We
to
think
the
it's
top.
up.
Moving
We're
on.
doing
up.
one of
A or
those-
are we doing S?
S for
It makes
me.
sense. Yeah.
I kind of go S. Yeah.
I
He was right out the gate. Tim Burton was
on
killing
fire.
it for a long time, for like 10 years.
And what we failed to realize too, that was Johnny Depp's like really first mainstream breakout kind of thing after 21 Jump Street. And it showed his range, and who would know that, like, 30 years later, the guy is still acting and still on the top of his profession. So you got to give him credit for that.
I just remember every girl obsessed with him after Edward Scissorhands.
Yes.
Yeah, it was it was a good film. It was definitely a good film.
We actually have a difference of opinion here. Dark Shadows was good. I used to watch the original after school every day, and the movie came.
The original series, probably that's what we're referencing here. Not
I
the
can
movie.
give credit to that. Yeah.
I like Edward Scissorhands a lot, and I remember another interview they did. I guess Gary Oldman was offered a role in this film. I don't know what he was going to play. Perhaps he was going to play Edward. I don't know. And he read the script and he was like, "What is this piece of what the hell? And this fake town and all that." And then he said he watched the film and he's like, "Oh shit, I get it. Like, what a great film." Because I could tell it probably read really strange. Like, what?
Yeah, had
Barber.
Yeah. It's like everything's cookie cutter. Every house looks exactly the same.
Yeah. Man, Tim Burton was on fire. I mean, he's still really great, but those films for sure.
What's this one?
That is was it the
Peregrine's? Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children.
Yes.
Now, this is the only one I have not seen. So
I have not seen it either. So yeah,
I have seen it, and that's in the CD borderline for me. So,
is this the one with Mark Wahlberg?
This is not. No, this is.
Chris saw it. We're gonna have to give it a C because I haven't seen it.
Let's keep it in a C. Let's keep it in a C.
Big Fish.
It's good, decent.
Big Fish is a C movie. Extremely Tim Burton. I think it's C.
Yeah, I'll go down with C because I was not really a fan of it.
Brad,
C. I agree.
Frankenweenie.
I like this.
I'll agree with you. I think it's, for me, I don't know, it's one of the S ones, but I definitely think that it goes into maybe A, maybe B, right around there. It's uniquely different. That's why it's extremely entertaining. I will tell you that.
Yeah, B or A.
I would put it
at B. I put it on B, in my opinion. But again, if you all think it's A,
I'm not going to argue with it. Like I said again, I'm on the cusp.
I'd be fine with B.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
Beetlejuice.
Top.
That's an S.
Great. I don't even have to talk about that one. I mean,
Yeah, we don't need to talk about Beetlejuice. It's awesome.
Saw it in the theater. Absolutely loved it right from the beginning. And I wish I had pictures because that Halloween I was Beetlejuice.
Was that the Halloween you weren't allowed to come to my house? Was that? I think that was it.
Oh no, there's some strange white boy at the door. You can't come in.
Funny enough, one Halloween I was Christopher Reeves as Superman in a wheelchair, and I was not invited to a lot of.
Oh
Halloween
no, man, no,
Oh,
no,
parties.
no.
So I had
Surprised that you weren't.
I actually think I have pictures somewhere, or at least one of my friends has it. And I borrowed my mom's wheelchair at the time to
Wait a
ride
minute.
around in the
Wait,
What?
I just got a text. Comic-Con said they're pulling your professional status.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
What did you do, man? What did you do?
Yeah. So I get it, Dr. Brentley. It's the same thing. You and I are on the same page. We did the same thing for Halloween.
Were you also Luke Skywalker after his motorcycle accident too? I mean, shit,
Yeah. And I was Marty McFly current state trying to punch in times.
man, we are not
no.
going to Comic-Con. Or at least check it out.
It's already
Moving
done.
on.
Moving on to Mars Attacks, probably the best Tim Burton movie ever. Goes up.
I hated that movie. I did not like it at all.
It had Conway Twitty in it.
That doesn't help.
Mars Attacks. Mars Attacks for me is in a B category. Not
think
I would say C, but that's me.
I don't know. About that.
I wouldn't say C, but I would say B on the point that look, it's unusual. It's very Tim Burton-ish. It has all of his humor. It has the animation that he loves to use every now and then. But it's like it's an homage to the really bad like drive-in movies that you would have seen. I think he did it on purpose to it look like this. So that's what I said. I think it gets a B for me.
That was his Ed Wood movie.
Yeah, I think so. What's going on, Meeks?
What's up, Meeks? All right, fine. We'll go with B. But I think it's a great movie. Corpse Bride.
A.
B, A.
It's good. It's a good follow-up to you know what's missing on this list, by the way, that is and Nightmare Before Christmas. It's did he direct that though? Right?
Yeah.
He didn't direct it. But he was the complete, thing behind it.
But that's
it was
an
all
S.
his
That's
drawings,
a given, right?
But
Like
yeah, that's an A as well.
But it's probably
S.
not on here because he wasn't the director. But that's easy. Yeah, Corpse Bride I thought was a really great follow up. His like good animation again, not quite S, but really solid.
Exactly.
One of my favorite Tim Burton films of all time, Pee-wee, man. So good.
Is that A or S for
That's
you?
S, all the way to the top.
It's almost S to me, but it's just like then I look at Batman, Beetlejuice, Edward is up there with those, man. I don't know.
Pee-wee is a movie I can watch over and over and over again and laugh at all the same jokes again. It's classic.
I would have to put this in the S category.
I think so, and I think we downplayed like the phenomena that was Paul Rubens. And even though I think a lot of people just remember the downfall, but this guy dominated the 80s. Like there wasn't a time that you turned on and this guy wasn't as big as Michael Jackson or anybody else. And people forget that.
Yeah, he was really good. I totally forgot that he was even a voice in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yep.
And then I remembered it because I watched when they did the Hollywood Bowl. And I was like, dude, that is right. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
it's like,
Catherine O'Hara and Danny Elfman and Paul Rubens. Like, that's a great trio.
Well, anything Danny Elfman puts out, I'll think is epic because Oingo Boingo is so good. I used to listen to Oingo Boingo when they were Oingo Boingo, the Mystic Knights of Oingo Boingo. Like that stuff's so good. I still have all those albums.
Remember, this was Tim Burton's first directorial debut. And
that's right.
To get Pee-wee, who was such an iconic TV character, and that was my Saturday mornings, man. Pee-wee's Playhouse, so excellent.
Again, like I said, people
I'm okay with
realize
being
how good he was, man.
I'm okay with being an S.
And don't forget, as Penguin's father at the beginning of Batman Returns,
so good.
And you got to give Tim Burton his respect on one thing is that. Everyone was basically crucifying Paul Rubin, and he didn't forget who his friend was. That's absolutely decent. You've got to give him that because I'm sure in today's day and age, that would have been the whole cancel moment, and he wouldn't have been able to do that by studios. Yet Tim Burton was like, this is a guy I respect and a friend, and he gave him a leg up. So I really respect that, Bob.
Yep.
Up next, Planet of the Apes.
This
there's
this is Mr. Wahlberg. So Dr.
Yeah.
Brantley,
Oh,
if you're
I
asking,
no.
I completely
this
forgot
is
that was a
the-
Yeah.
Wahlberg.
and how you
Yeah, that
make a
was.
Planet of the Apes film that bad, like that. Like, I'm surprised they didn't pull his director
Well,
credentials
like
after ruining
everybody.
the franchise.
Everybody in that film, I remember they had as Kevin Grievous was one of the apes, Michael Clark Duncan. Like,
Yep.
you know, he had so many great actors that was in that film. I think Paul Giamatti is he in that movie too?
Yeah,
I'm
he's
thinking-
the
yeah,
orangutan.
it's like there were so many great people. That many good actors just screw that up. I don't know how that happened.
And the
They screwed
makeup is amazing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Before this new Planet of the Apes stuff with CGI, this is the best ape human kind of makeup has ever looked. And that is what's so terrible about this is it's looks beautiful. You've got a great director, and if only there was a script that, you know, meant anything, it would have been a good movie. But the script is so bad, and Mark Wahlberg does not help.
Look,
Well,
look
you know,
at this
even with
look at
the-
this cast. Let me just read the cast.
Yeah, go
Wahlberg,
ahead.
Tim Roth,
Yeah.
Helena Bonham Carter, Michael Clark Duncan, Chris Christopherson, Paul Giamatti, and you can't deliver at least a C level Planet of the Apes film.
In fact, it's so bad that once we saw like Rise of the Planet of the Apes, you were like, God, that movie was bad. like it shined out how bad it was.
And also the ending makes absolutely no sense, no matter what kind of, you know, hoops you go through. It's just it makes no sense in any way whatsoever.
Well, I thought it was humorous that he thought he was going to get a sequel because everybody at 20th Century Fox knew that wasn't happening. Dark Moocher says that the soundtrack was epic, though.
Yeah,
the movie was not.
And to Dr. Brantley's credit, Rick Baker. I me like you had everything you needed for this movie to be an S, except for the script. What are you gonna do?
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it is.
To me, that goes all the way to the top as well.
I don't know about S for me.
Yeah, I think it's an
I'm
A.
an A on this.
I think it's an A. But it was one of the few times where, look, there's a great detective story in that with Ichabod Crane. And it was like a retelling of it. And unlike the, you know, Dumbo or you're looking at Willy Wonka and everything, that was a completely Tim Burton film. It was 100% of his storyline and everything. Of course, again, the team up with Johnny Depp, you know, it never hurts. But that's an actually pretty good script on that Sleepy Hollow film.
Yeah, it looks great. And also, I think it's the best action that he's ever done.
I think so.
The chase in the carriage is fantastic.
Why didn't McFarlane do any figures for that movie?
Because there was no Spawn.
No, I think they did.
Did he? I would like to see that.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I think.
I was about to say that seemed like that would have been something he would have done.
Because there were a lot of good that would have been good figures, like Christopher Walken.
Oh,
as the Headless Horseman. You know, before the Headless Horseman with the pumpkin on his head.
Yeah,
the witch.
McFarlane did him. 99.
He did. Okay.
He did.
I thought so. Yeah, because I'm about to say that was deserving of one.
Sweeney Todd.
It's like
not a
B,
fan of Sweeney Todd. Yeah.
B for me.
I'll go with B.
All right.
Are we changing our minds anywhere here? Is this the definitive list?
Yeah, there's a category after D. No? Okay, then no. I can't change it.
So the last challenge to this is that we have 6S.
Yeah.
What is the best Tim Burton movie? And again, Nightmare Before Christmas, we are not considering. I mean, it is definitely one of the best.
Yeah.
He didn't direct it technically. It is a Tim Burton film, but we've just kind of taken that off. What is the best of the 6?
Well, this one, I know we're going to go to the chat for this because I'm sure there's probably different ways. I'll say only because of cultural importance and the defining genre of it, it's Batman. If there's his most commercially successful film, yet without that movie, Marvel and everything else doesn't start today. He actually did a blockbuster on a character, and still to the day, people are still trying to do that blueprint on it. So that just a cultural reference, because that took over the world in 1989, man.
Yeah, well, just as much as Richard Donner created Superman, Tim Burton created Batman in how we think of him in a visual medium.
Yeah.
Because it blows, the TV show out of the water. That's all we had by that time, But I still think Batman Returns is a better movie. So I would say Batman Returns over Batman, even though, yes, culturally it was the first and everything, and it made a bigger splash. I just think it's a better movie.
I think those are both great points. I have to consider also Beetlejuice being up there as far as just, capturing the Tim Burton. That was all original Tim Burton mind versus, adapting a character that's so famous to the big screen. So if we're talking like what feels so Tim Burton, it is Beetlejuice. But it's hard to argue with Batman, and I get Batman Returns could be a better movie, but I'm going with Mr. Storm on this one, and I think Batman the first. We got Darth Moocher. Pee-wee is top. Interesting. Then Beetlejuice. Again, yeah. Beetlejuice and Pee-wee probably feel a lot more Tim Burton. Did Danny Elfman do the soundtrack for Pee-wee's as well?
Yep.
I think so. That was his first film as well. Got it. Chet. So we've got 2 for original Batman. We've got 1 for Batman Returns. Do we need to turn to chat, or are you going to decide this for us?
I mean, it's difficult because the what's crazy that we're not talking about is like who the main actor is in all of these films that are like in the top, right? Like the Beetlejuice, Batman Returns is all Michael Keaton. I appreciate if I'm looking at this as like what encompasses Tim Burton and Tim Burton's personality, and then I mix it with Danny Elfman's personality because it's just the way you would do it for the film. Beetlejuice is going to have to take it because it's like Beetlejuice was all of Tim Burton's personality put out on film, in my opinion. I think he did a phenomenal job. I think, obviously they're doing the sequel now, but I'm not denying that if I was to pick between the 2 Batmans, I lean more towards Batman Returns, but Beetlejuice for me is like the ultimate version of Tim Burton film wise.
Yeah. Okay.
That is true. And I might be changing mine to Beetlejuice as well. Because I'm choosing between Pee-wee and Beetlejuice and Batman Returns.
You can, but the Meeks Master just chimed in.
Yeah, Meeks says OG Batman. I give it to him. So, okay, Dr. Brantley, I'll explain to you why I didn't go with Pee-wee, though. Because I think Pee-wee is a phenomenal film. We said it. You can watch it over and over again. It brings back memories. But he had to do it based off of something that already existed. Right, so everyone kind of already knew about it. There was like a TV show; it was crazy.
Well, this is before the TV show.
This is before the TV show.
This is the only thing he had done.
That's right.
Yeah, he had a Broadway show, or just a stage show, and then they wrote a screenplay, and this was it. They read a book. Right. It was him and Phil Hartman. And another guy that wrote the script for Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and they got a script, a book. So on page 30, this is when this needs to happen, and on page 60, this needs to happen. So they did that with the Pee-wee character, and it just happened to be an amazing script.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
I agree with you, Chad, on making it like it's probably Danny Elfman's best soundtrack. All of these things are, but that dun, 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 like, and then incorporating some of the creatures from Nightmare Before Christmas into Beetlejuice too, like the snake and all that. But we do have Meeks that has said OG Batman, so we have 3 to whatever 2. Darth Moocher was Pee Wee. So if there's anybody else, now's your chance to weigh in here. Otherwise, it might be Keaton OG Batman as number 1. 10 seconds to vote. Any other thoughts here before we go on? It looks like Batman OG is the winner. This was fun, man. What a great series of films, except for some of the duds. And
Exactly.
want to see
But
Beetlejuice.
you know, there's an overlying thing with that too, and the one thing I'll give credit to is that Tim Burton had a way of finding people that people didn't think were leading men. You know, I remember Michael Keaton. People didn't think that Johnny Depp was going to come out the box and everything and do Edward Scissorhands the way he was more considered a pretty boy. And you think about those 2 actors that really kind of owe their career for Tim Burton discovering them and putting them in roles that I don't think anyone else in Hollywood would have.
It's true.
Yep.
100%. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that. Before we go to the next segment, please stop, subscribe, like, comment. We appreciate the support, man. This is the Shadow Nose Network. This is PPI, 7 p.m. Pacific time every Friday. Also catch a bunch of other content on the channel as well. We've got the Toybox Chronicles with Mr. Storm, Chet Maddox, and a bunch of other guests every Wednesday, 7 p.m. And then a variety of other content on the channel. So we're going to jump into a relatively new segment for us, and there's in the world of entertainment and pop culture and movies and film. There's a bunch of news updates, and so we're going to proceed with the Shadow Nose news updates. So let's proceed.
Next week we'll have that little KDO5 or something. But,
speaking of D tier or F tier or whatever the F tier, this disaster of a film, holy shnikes, what a way to botch a potential movie. And this was already tracking to be a dud, and it's unfortunate because, I mean, first off, I'm a little concerned, to be honest with you. Not only Francis Ford Coppola is amazing director of the past, but this young Solo is making a lot of duds recently. Mr. Driver, he's got a lot of duds hitting the theaters.
Yeah,
it could be time for this guy, and he's such a great actor. But what are you all thoughts of this news?
Well, there's a reason why they say never put your own money into a movie. This is it. I give him credit for, it's like no one else will make this, but I've got some money, so I'm gonna put it all to this great vision I have. And apparently it wasn't that great.
You know what he actually looks like? Have you guys seen Tropic Thunder? He looks like the priest from Tropic Thunder in the
I don't know.
in the beginning of the. All right, if you haven't seen it, look it up. He looks like that. Sorry.
All I know is gonna have to sell a hell of a lot more wines to pay for
this. Well, thank God he's got a whole valley up there to do that. But this one, I remember I saw that first trailer, and it was one of those moments where, like, what the heck is this? And that's when I know it's like, look, there's every now and then the same thing has been bestowed to Ridley Scott. Sometimes these gentlemen are just past their prime. I think Francis Ford Coppola is a trendsetter, and let's be honest, him and we can laugh about Roger Corman, but they truly went down the independent routes. And I give him credit for saying, hey, I'm going to throw my money into this since no one will make it. But sometimes when no one will make it is a good sign for you to think about it. Yeah. Like sometimes people are trying to tell you in a way, whether it's to preserve your legacy or not, like maybe this is not the path that you need to go down. I think like right now, like I said, Francis Ford Coppola, and I also got to think in the same way. I'm trying to remember his name right now. It just hit me on a point. But Horizon director,
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner. Yeah, sometimes the people are telling you like, look, maybe this is not the thing that you should be doing right now. First of all, I would never let that Yellowstone money go, but that's just me. But this is one of those things. If Francis has the money that he can do this, maybe it's one of those films that shows up later on down the line and it's appreciated for what it is. But I think he was trying to do films something similar to Stanley Kubrick in the 70s. And I just think audiences just don't want to see that kind of we're in the TikTok kind of phenomenon. People want things quick and go. And this just looked like there's literally a trailer of a guy looking out at the world, standing on a thing, and it's like 5 minutes, and that's the trailer. And I was like, my God, this looks like somebody wasted a lot of money on this.
Definitely mega bankruptcy. The new movie title. So let's move on, shall we?
And I just want to say that if you've got something like this, right, you should figure out a way to make it cheaper, because you can still make have these grand plans, but do like what was it, Sky Captain. Yeah. Shoot it on green screen and get some people in that can do this, but sort of set up a little factory. You could do something probably on the same scale, not quite as big, but for 30 to 50 million, which would have helped. It still would not have helped this, but
well, here's the thing: how do we not know that was the cheap version of it? Because he was spending his own money. Maybe somebody told him 120. I think Francis, you've got to it. But
this will cost 300. I could do it for 120.
Exactly. We're rolling into because the Francis Ford Coppola film is setting off a very bad trend for 2024. It started in the first quarter, and now it's going into quarter number 3. But I don't know what's going on with Lionsgate. At one time, they were the patriots of the Twilight films. They had John Wick. They had so many great movies, Hunger Games, and it just seems like let's put it like this: we know what's happening. There's some executive Monday morning that's got security waiting at the front of the lot with a box because somebody got fired. Because Badlands or Borderlands.
Who asked for this film, by the way?
I don't know.
Literally no one.
No one 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wow. This video game was popular 15 years ago, and no one was asking about it then.
That's why it got 15 million. Because
I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
And The Crow is horrid. It is so bad. It's like,
did you actually go and see it?
I walked out.
No, I stayed for the end. I was stupid.
No, I walked out. I got my money back. It's so bad. It's like, don't touch good shit and then make it horrible. Like, don't do that. Just knock it off. Like, how did you like acquire money to make something that you Bull wouldn't even fucking make?
Mm-hmm.
The movie was it's not good. It's whatever.
The funny thing about this film too is, and this is one of few, the first Crow film, James R. Barr was very vocal of the work of it, and he said he liked it and everything. I have not heard a peep all over anywhere that James R. Barr has said anything about this. So that might be a kind of indication right there, kind of like George M. Martin now has said something about House of Dragons, but
well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to badmouth something that's got your name on it, whether you had anything to do with it or not.
Like in Alan Moore, he can say, just take my name off that, because Alan Moore is not shy when it says, please don't put my name on that crap.
But he's Alan Moore. If The Crow is the only thing you got, you don't want to talk shit about The Crow.
Don't you ever badmouth James R. Barr as long as you go, bro.
Well, let's also not that Borderlands film had about $120 million production budget.
Yes,
So
he
if you
did.
just look at the numbers compared to what they spend, some Lionsgate is in serious trouble here. So
Yes, seriously.
yeah, what are you gonna do? I like this next one. We were just talking about this off stream. The only man in the history of the comic book universe to play 4 different fucking characters.
Ryan Reynolds is close.
No, but this Cable, he'll
Thanos.
play Thanos. He's
Thanos.
gonna play Green Lantern, Hal Jordan,
and then Jonah Hex.
Jonah Hex. I mean,
Jonah Hex.
Jeez, I don't
Wow.
know.
You know, I think James Brolin is probably one of the best actors of genre, especially does character roles. I don't know if this is wise decisions. Again, we've questioned James Gunn's role, but he has Nathan Felton as a Guy Gardner. Now you have James Brolin as Hal Jordan. Both of these gentlemen are over the age of 40. And I think if you're trying to build a long-lasting, standing universe, well, I didn't want to get into fine details about all that, but they're over the age of 40. Some gentlemen is way closer to 60 than 50, but I just think that this is not the wise move. This is what James Gunn, he hires the buddy effect, you know, and I don't think
that
that's
work
good
for the
casting.
Acolyte.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think that's a smart philosophy. And while I think he's a great actor, but you're going to tell me that this guy, I could believe Tom Cruise is the major test pilot in Maverick that is the be all. But this man, there's no way they're going to let him that old fly planes and do experimental stuff. So I could
get behind this dude as Cable. I even could get behind him as Thanos, and I think it was great.
Yeah,
Hal Jordan, I'm not.
I think they could have run a younger actor for this, man. So
yeah, they
this
could
is
have.
kind of showing
Ryan Reynolds probably would have done it.
Well,
he's already done
probably trying to do the older guy that's the seasoned veteran, and then they're bringing in Jon Stewart, who's going to be a younger character, and that's going to be his partner, kind of a thing. So they do the young and the old.
They've been doing that the entire time through all the James Gunn stuff. When are you going to start getting the younger guys in? Because at this moment, it seems like Superman has every young person in the world, and it seems like all the other heroes are ancient as hell. So we're gonna see. Look, I think he's a great actor. I got to see the series. I'll give it a shot because he is a good actor. It's just interesting that this realm. I love how they were ready to crap on Snyder's stuff, and I'm like. It's
I wonder.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder. Do you think they'll ever come to a point like the Hugh Jackman thing, where they just cast some guy that was really unheard of in a major role anymore, or will it always be someone that's relatively known?
Well, it's like the Superman actor. I didn't really know who he was. I know he did a Ryan Murphy show that was on Netflix. I didn't watch. But
Hugh Jackman was like nothing. He wasn't even he didn't do anything US wise. Yeah. He was like a super unknown. I don't know. Sure. Green Lantern, that's fine. I just thought it was funny that it'd be his 4th.
And last on the things that moves us into the plastic portion, toys. The Target found Geek Out. Basically, it is the just let's sell you more crap and put a different name on it, but
it's literally it's sell you more crap, and then you can't find it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
They're gonna look. I don't know if we're seeing any of the Super 7 stuff in stores.
But I already have this. I already have this stupid ass Thundercat figure from Super 7. It's garbage. I don't. I don't know if I have. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, again, this was one. Look, the Godzilla ones are interesting and everything, but the only problem of it is that I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're $34.95, and I'm like, wow, that's what 5 inches tall.
Yeah, no, but hey, toy makers, nobody fucking wants a Godzilla that's 5 inches tall. Okay, nobody wants that unless you have Mighty Max characters you're fighting with. People want to pay for the big ass Godzilla, or they don't want the Godzilla unless it's an old classic Godzilla.
You know what Godzilla I would buy? a 4.5 foot tall one,
Yeah.
because then
Yeah.
all my other action figures are scale to it.
Have you seen the Mezco Godzilla?
Yeah, I
Check
have.
that
Yeah,
out.
it's massive, but I'm saying
That
like
tail, you need a whole. It's like as big as the Jabba's barge, just the tail. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I might
man.
actually have to
That's
buy
the
that crap
Godzilla.
just for that. Just for that.
No, look,
Have
I'm
some-
saying, look, if Marvel Legends can make Galactus,
Yeah.
okay, I think
Oh,
we
you
can make a
can-
little bit. I think we can make a little bit bigger fucking Godzilla.
Yeah, how
Well,
about
here's
they
the thing.
do
If
do
Crooked
a,
Smiles is still
crowdfund.
on tonight, yeah, if Crooked Smiles is still on tonight, if you make me a downtown Tokyo rampage and scene, I'll buy the Godzilla for it. But look, these were already figures that we've seen it from Super 7. I think these are less articulation and everything else like that. But we've seen it before. You know, I'm not impressed with week 2. Next week, next Friday is dropping another week. We'll see. McFarlane was week 1. McFarlane did have some interesting items. He had, of course, an overpriced Batman the Animated Series Batwing that looks extremely nice, but at $154, it stayed at Target. And then he has some other the animated figures. And again, McFarlane, you know, Chet and I were both talking about this on Toybox Chronicles. Unfortunately, due to the rise of Hasbro and Ramen Toys and Valaverse and all the rest of these things, and Marvel Legend having the basically year of Legends, McFarlane fell away to the wayside. Like, I completely stopped collecting McFarlane because something had to give, and that was one of the few points. I think that he's just pumping out too much work, and the quality that he used to do is not always there anymore.
But at
I
least
think Chet said he's got some
it's,
figures that can't stand, right?
Yeah.
Wow. But I mean,
All of
these are not good figures though, and they're
No,
more
they're-
expensive than anything that's near it. So
That's why they
what's
did
the
week
point?
2 for them. They did week 2. They
I don't collect
stuff that people
Super
might
7.
think they'll buy, and then they said week 2 we'll just throw the Super 7 crap out there.
And speaking of figures,
Mm.
Entertainment Earth made an oopsie, a little oopsie. Rad, what happened with Entertainment Earth?
Yeah, this happened this week. Someone caught a pre-order opportunity on Entertainment Earth to order the set of the new wave of Marvel Legends that was not announced by Hasbro or reported on by any other news site. As you can see here, company Hasbro, and the theme was Secret Wars. So expected release date was January 2025. This was pulled down immediately, so I'm wondering if this was a leak. A lot of people think it was, and the big question is, this was not announced at the recent convention. So Secret Wars, is this a retro card series, which would be amazing from the early 80s line, or is this like associated with the new Secret Wars MCU stuff, which would be less exciting? Either way, kind of a big F up here. I don't know if it's definitely real because Entertainment Earth posted it, but I don't know in terms of the timing here. But it seems very likely we're getting a Secret War set very soon from Hasbro.
Like, don't forget, like, this could have been. I mean, look, you got Hasbro PulseCon on the 13th.
Yep.
So, I mean, they could announce something, and maybe that's what this is. But so it's not like there's not a lot of action happening over on the Hasbro side. This could have been an honest mistake. Unfortunately, it turns into a mistake you're gonna remember. But hey, you know,
Hey, I'm excited if it's real.
Yeah.
I'll pre-order.
Yeah.
It'd be the first wave I'm excited about in some time. I mean, the one that's coming out now, I ordered a few of those figures, not all of them. I know Black Heart people are excited to build it, like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I like some of the stuff on there, like Brother Voodoo and you know, the new Moon Knight. But this would be epic if it is a retro card. Less epic if it is MCU based.
I don't think it's going to be MCU based, only because those films are so far out, so I can't see that. So I think you nailed it right with the retro card back, and that would be, look, they've done a fantastic job on the retro card backs this year, and I really think that due to their efforts, you see everyone else now card backing almost everything. So very smart. They're hitting the trends, but yeah, like Chet said, you never know. that could have been an honest mistake by somebody through the Marvel team, and somebody over Entertainment Earth jumped the gun. You know, it is what it is, but at least we know it's coming.
Well, what's interesting too is like your typical Marvel Legends has run about $24.99 with $199 price tag for 6 figures. That places it at about $33 a figure. So I wonder what's included there. Are they doing something different? I don't know. It's big question marks, but really exciting.
Well, now here's the thing with Entertainment Earth, and I know they're affiliate and everything. Usually, some of the that and Big Bad and everything, they do kind of have a little bit of a uptick on some of the things. So, you know, I know Marvel Legends is generally something that is at most of the online retailers priced a little bit more than like Amazon or out of Hasbro Pulse itself. So that could be where the actual price variant came from.
Well,
or it could be something that's added into, you know, it could be a starting of a Build-A-Figure again, something that's, you know, in with a special. I don't know. I didn't read Secret Wars, the original, so I don't know if there's something in there that you could like add to every single character's case, or something that could be put together.
Yeah. Well, I know that if it is true, that black symbiote spider, people are going to want to get their damn hands on, because and that cover, the symbiote cover, Secret War, is also very high desirable comic graded. Speaking of toys, look, we have an affiliate, and Mr. Storm said, and if you are looking to pre-order or order things in stock from one of the big box, why not do it on Entertainment Earth? Why not? I mean, great savings, 10%, free shipping, do the things. It makes sense. And, you know, if you're looking for some of the vintage stuff, the hard to find stuff, you want to support the local mom and pops, as always, we got to give love and kudos to our original OG sponsor, and that is Toys versus Games.
Toys versus Games.
And here with the man, the owner,
Tony at Toys vs. Games.
Versus
Games.
Oh.
Always got to give love to our first sponsor, Mr. Storm, Chet Maddox, Brantley Juice. What do we got going on the channel coming up soon?
Well, you know, like we always have and everything, so that we've just came back from the Toy Amigos meetup last week, and you know, had a chance to meet the Fallen Fett in person, and of course our Sarlacc brothers. So, you know, if you don't know what the best night on YouTube is, well, got something to play for you.
Man, your Wednesdays are booked out for you, ladies and gentlemen. You got nothing to worry about. And look, there's never football on Wednesdays, so you got your night packed. And then Thursday night football. Then Friday you come home and you're watching here on Pixels, Plastic, and Ink. Man, it was awesome. Batman OG #1.
Yeah.
Tim Burton film. Any last thoughts before we wrap it up on this fine Friday evening?
No, sir. I'm good.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Beetlejuice. Get ready for the Halloween spooky season. Get into autumn. Get this summer heat away.
It has been hot there here.
I am looking forward to not only the passing of the weekend, but next Friday night. You know, like I said, it's going to be pre HasCon. We might
Watch
our
out.
pocketbooks might be empty again.
Oh, boy.
How it works.
Well, is Dragon Man going to be announced finally? Like the price point?
I-
Probably, right?
I think so.
Well, I know somebody that has the OG Dragon Man, and he is on this podcast. Chet, I only buy Grails Maddox has arrived, and there's the
There you go.
OG Dragon
Look at that
Man.
guy. Look at
So
him.
I know
There
he'll
you
be
go.
getting the big ass one for sure.
Mhm.
But look at that. That's awesome, man. Great condition.
Oh yeah, dude. I only get them if they're like brand new.
I love
you guys
it.
know that. You guys know this.
You know,
We
make
know
an
that.
appearance in Fantastic Four. I don't know, but you're building. You got Galactus, you got Dragon Man. Who's next in the?
So I have I have Galactus, I have Dragon Man, I have the Fantastic Four series, the run
Doom.
from Walgreens. I just got Doom. I still got to get my Mezco Doom, and then I ordered. This is all new news. Why I didn't announce it on Toybox? Chronicles, but I actually got. Hold on. It's gonna be here in the morning.
You had the drum roll kind of.
I got the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four, Franklin Richards and Valeria Richards.
Okay.
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 Are you gonna purchase that Fantastic Four card from that cat on Instagram that we're talking about?
Yeah. So, well, no, he's on Etsy,
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
he's on
That's
Etsy.
awesome.
and I already hit him up.
Well,
But
I
it
knew that. I knew
is a 1/12 scale car, so it fits all of your Marvel
is.
Legends in it.
That's all. It's dope.
It's
man.
like $330. It's 3D printed, and I probably need it in my collection.
But also it lights up too, though.
Yes.
So like my man.
And it comes with a stand. It's for floating. So
I saw that too. We need to get him on Toybox Chronicles. He's worthy.
Yeah,
of
we will.
Toybox Chronicles
Yeah.
interview.
yeah, let's do it. Yeah, no, that's it for me. But I hope they announce Dragon Man because I'll be buying it. I love Dragon Man. I think it's great. It's cool, fantastic. See, that's the thing is like Fantastic Four movies have all been done not so good, so people don't really pay attention to like who's from Fantastic Four, right? And so it's a bummer because there's a lot of really good villains. There's a lot of really good just story arcs. So
I think this one's going to be good. I have a suspicion it'll be good.
I think so.
With that being said, you all have a fantastic Friday, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.